Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Pisces November 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel, St. James, clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a great deck. It's full of a very romantic deck, I think, really. It's got vampires in it, but the good news is the vampires are all beautiful women and handsome men. So there's something for everybody in this, no doubt. And the deck is called the... what is it called? It's called the Tarot of Vampires. Unsurprisingly, it's good, easy to search, isn't it? Then for a tarot deck about vampires, the Tarot of Vampires is what it's called. Now, you know that I provide clairvoyant readings to people from all over the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you might be interested in seeing what's involved in that, check out the information that's in the description at the end of the video. Now, I charge for those, but there's another thing which I offer. It's not connected with that, and I offer it for free. And that's the gift of healing. The healing comes through me and not from me. Where it comes from, well, you can put two and two together, I guess. Now, you might say that, well, look, if you're not charging for it, there must be some catch. There isn't. If you're not charging for it, it can't be any good or it doesn't work. Well, the actual fact is that had I ever have charged for it, I've been doing it for decades, had I ever have charged for it, or were I to charge for it, it wouldn't work. It works because I provide it without anything in return. That's the spiritual way, and so there is no expectation, there's no obligation, there's no fee, there's no catch. You won't be talked into anything. There's no religion in it either, I might say. Now, obviously, there's some spirituality because that's how the reality is, and that's how the thing works. Now, I forget everything at the end of the session anyway, as I do with the clairvoyant readings. Now, there are no ads breaking their way into this content, so you get to enjoy everything without any interruption. Now, we're going to take 5, so show me the magic. Prince of Skulls. Daughter of Skulls. It's actually really, really good. Ace of Knives. I love the aces. I'll tell you why in just a moment. Wheel of Fortune. That's here. And finally, there is the Emperor. Right. I'll bring the camera around, shall I? You and I can have a good close look at the imagery that's on these cards together while the cosmic energies swirl and speak to us both about how you can make this an emotionally fulfilling and successful month while I do the reading for you. Gee, look at all the passion, all these flowers everywhere, passion and love in many respects are predominating for you, even in the most unusual places. Let's have a look at this center card here, which is the Ace of Air. Well, it's got you all over it, really. Do you know, I think that Capricorn and Aquarius are likely to be important to you now. This is speaking to you of intellectual clarity, of original thinking and brilliant powers of thought, quick fire thoughts and ideas running over the top of each other, almost like a sort of a divine inspiration is coming to you. But clarity of mind, I think, for you this month is also going to mean a clarity of passion too. This is why a great and clear mind like yours at present will call you to love with abandon and see distinctly what it loves. Now, you'll find that if something burns your soul with purpose and desire, you will see it as your duty to be reduced to ashes by it. And you'll think that any other form of existence will just be yet another dull book in the library of life. Of course, you really only need one person to love you. But you want them to love you free like a wildfire, crazy like the moon, always like tomorrow, sudden like the inhaling of breath, and the relentless pushing forward of the tides. Only one person and all of this. I think also that you are going to come to the realization that you've got this life, and while you've got it, you'd better kiss like you only have one moment. Try to hold someone's hand like you will never get another chance to. Look into people's eyes like they're the last you'll ever see. Watch someone sleeping like there's no time left. Jump if you feel like jumping. Run if you feel like running. Play music in your head where there is none. And stuff your face with ice cream and cake if that's what you feel like, as if it's the last ice cream and cake in the world. Well, here is Mars. Mars in Aries, actually. And Mars is a very passionate planet as well. And Aries is a very passionate sign. So I think that you'll have the desire to be something of a pioneer or a discoverer. You'll have great leadership ability this time, and you'll enjoy starting things off. And because of that great ace of clarity of mind that you received there, you'll have a great creative wisdom as well, and an urge for action and new beginnings. A lot of parenthood around here. There's ambition is going to be with you, and I think you might be taking a stand. Maybe a stand with other people, perhaps even with yourself, you know. I think you could also be primarily concerned with power or control over other people, or even over yourself. Now, you're going to be a natural leader and organizer. You will have power during this period and good judgment. Now, good judgment comes about from your life experiences to date. Now, what is good judgment the result of? Good judgment is the result of exercising bad judgment. And what does the exercise of bad judgment lead to? Well, in hindsight, it leads to good judgment, doesn't it? So don't be afraid of any errors or mistakes that you have made in the past. You might be actually quite a rational thinker. Status is going to be important to you, as is material security and stability. Interestingly, you could be quite volatile and fiery, not passive at all, especially those of you who are born in the last decan of the last 10 degrees of Pisces, is what I see here. Now, this power that's around you, well, an emperor does what? The emperor rules the realm. The emperor can go anywhere, can see anything, can find out anything, can't they? But remember, you can go anywhere you want to go, and do anything you want to do, and buy all the things you want to buy, and meet all the people that you want to meet, and learn all the things that you desire to learn. And if you do all these things but are not madly, passionately in love, like as if you are on fire, then you have still not begun to live. Now, this is going to be a very good time for a change or a new beginning, and trust your own energy and move in it. Now, what changing up does your life need now? Are there steps that you would like to take towards this? Really do examine yourself critically and honestly, especially where you fit in the food chain and in relation to those above you and below you in that food chain. But also say this to yourself, because you really should take it to heart, that I enjoy starting projects. I value and honor my leadership ability because I am a responsible person. I trust my power. I rule by serving. I serve by ruling. Now, what is calling to come out and speak to you next? It's this. Oh, well, this has got your planet of Jupiter coming in here. Now, Jupiter is your planet. I don't for one moment consider Neptune to be your planet, but rather Jupiter, the great benefic, the bringer of good luck, good fortune, prosperity, and abundance. Now, this is talking to you here also, reinforcing that emperor of a new beginning and an expansion, creativity, a big breakthrough. I think something of a self-realization with you. And I think that self-realization might come to do with relationships, really. I just do get the sight of a woman here who has finally recognized what her truth is, what her worth is, and packed up her suitcases of pride and boarded the next flight to the Valley of Change. Tremendous good luck. This is a turning point, really, for you as well, I've got to say, if things have not been going all that well. And there may well be an unexpected change in your life, which is going to be favorable, and that's because of the influence of your planet of Jupiter. But it may not necessarily seem that way at first, but when you look back in 12 months' time or so, you'll go back, I understand why that happened. So be ready to act on any unexpected opportunities that are coming to your way. These opportunities often are going to be found in the least likely of places and via the least likely of people, is what I see. Change is coming to you. Now, you may need to alter your present course or change things around in order to set the stage for the right outcomes to come into your life. Do you know your life now is holding out unexpected gifts and possibilities? So you need watchful eyes in order to see those gifts and possibilities that are being offered to you. Actually, if no miracles are happening, then something is wrong, because you stand before the possibility of a great breakthrough. So use the moment now. Luck is on your side. Live life now as if everything is rigged in your favor. Now, are you really ready for the great good fortune and what's standing in your way? Say to yourself during this time, I am a prosperous individual. I am flexible in times of change. I enjoy manifesting internal abundance externally. Now, I was created by abundance, and that is what I am. So, I am now ready for the miracle of my life. Now, there were a couple of court cards there from memory, weren't there? This lady's... Let's have a look at this guy first. What's he doing? He's holding on to that thing. What do you want to say to my brilliant friend here? Gee, the first thing I will say is that, we were talking about Aries here before. I see Aries around you here. I also see Taurus around you here. This is telling me that this is a period during which, unsurprisingly, with this Wheel of Fortune, that you are going to be very energetic, a very capable manager of things, and you'll have the ability to work through things. You'll be very slow to lose your temper, I think, but for God's sake, watch out if you do happen to have someone push too many of your triggers. You'll be able to make use of... You'll be very persevering, is what I see here. Very competent, quite ingenious, thoughtful, probably cautious also, trustworthy. But you'll seek out new uses for common things. The good thing about you also is that you will be able to adapt to circumstances and turn them into your advantage with a slow, steady, well thought out plan. There is here also, I'm getting a great degree of structure and architecture around here, design here. Now that doesn't necessarily, I think restrict itself to things like building and construction, but it could also relate to fashion, shoes, handbags, hair, makeup, all that type of thing as well is what I'm getting. And you'll be making good luck here. I'm not so sure though, although this is a very passionate period here, I'm not sure that you're going to rush into a one-night stand or anything like that. You will be playing the fish, if you like, whether even in a committed relationship, incidentally. Playing that fish and cultivating it and adapting and moving and manipulating the situation to your advantage about that. And I don't make any moral comment about that. But I think that you will be trying to, and you will be setting a good example to other people. And you actually, funnily enough, you might actually be quite traditional in your values, is what I'm seeing here. This is going to be a time when you are taking responsibility for your life and being quite focused on what it is that you want. You might find that you're quite good at sporting events, and a lot of effort is going to be put into practical things at the moment. This is also a time where I think that you are going to be very goal-oriented and you want to sort out the material side of your life, those things which are to do with work, health, those things that are tangible to you. But this is the time to take action, like that emperor, because if you do so, important experiences are going to result. Now, what activities do you enjoy, and what activities would help you towards self-realization? Maybe find a physical, creative activity in which you find joy and fulfillment and say to yourself, I am now finding the work and activity that fulfills and satisfies me. The key to happiness is enthusiasm. No matter how mundane the task is at hand, if you approach it with enthusiasm, happiness will come. You can't chase happiness. Happiness is the byproduct of your mindset. Now, I think that does only leave us with one, does it? Let's have a look. Here's this Daughter of Skulls. I get the feeling that she's pregnant, so I think you are going to hear of pregnancy and birth here. Certainly this is a time when you will be recognized by other people, not only as being a leader, as in relation to this, but also as being someone who is beautiful and strong, somebody who is pregnant with life, and you'll be generous, kind, and benevolent. In a broad sense, this energy can be interpreted as the mother of a new identity or idea or concept. A new identity, well, you'll know what that means for you. Very much I get the idea that you are going to be something of the bearer of cosmic light. And the bearer of light has been skulls here created in the earth, the darkest of all the elements. But now you are bringing that light back to earth to be enjoyed by everybody. Now I do notice also these trees that are in the background here. This is also coming to me to say that she has come through this thorny thicket, if you'd like, unscathed as you are now. And she's sitting, well, as this is almost like a throne with the skull in front of it that she's sitting on there, and her throne is the grove of these holy trees. Now, the earth in which the trees are rooted, they glow, don't they, with the sacred yellow light of the spirit, which has been transported from heaven to earth, I think through her mind and through how she's meditating and concentrating, maybe even praying, Now, these trees for me represent the unifying of spirit and matter. This is going to be a theme for you. You really will understand, I think, that you are literally a combination of spirit and matter. And there's new here. New is given birth. This light is being brought to earth. Now, the energy of the cosmos, of course, becomes visible through human life and actions. And that energy impregnates all with its divine quality. In a way, the creation which takes place in darkness and stillness, this is now emerging around you and spreading the light. And you'll be sharing it once again with the mother who gave it birth. Very productive time for you after a barren stretch. Peaceful by nature, I think you'll be. I'm getting a lot of pregnancy, motherhood, marriage around here as well. I think that you will also be following your true will or purpose in life. And so you will, I think, be getting in touch with that most important aspect of yourself and protecting it. Something new, just like this wheel was saying, is entering into your life. So prepare yourself. And what you have to do to be ready for something new to come into your life. But say to yourself, because it is definitely the case for you now, I am now ready for the new beauty in my life. What a fascinating spread of cards for you. Energies in particular are made so much better as a result of you being here.
Well, I told you that was an interesting deck, didn't I? And I hope you enjoyed the reading as much as I did by providing it to you. And unless I see you separately for a clairvoyant reading or for healing, then I'll see you again next month. And until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.